Good morning. No, I don't like that.
You do the big ones, I do the little ones.
Oh, I'm sorry. Push, 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 push. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hi, and welcome to the kitchen. Today, we're gonna use up the last of our tomato and pepper harvest because we had a hard freeze yesterday and everything is now gone. And we're going to use up the last of our harvest and we are gonna make a green salsa. It's kind of like a salsa verde, but we do not have any tomatillos. We're just using green tomatoes. So it does taste quite a bit different. I have a helper today. The green salsa that we are going to make, I'm going to let the blender do most of the hard work because I want it to be a real smooth consistency. So I have to take off the tops of all these tomatoes. We're gonna blend them. We have peppers and onions. Again, everything is going in the blender. We're going to cook it and we're going to can it. I also have a batch of this salsa fermenting and I'm going to hang on. I'm going to compare which one we like better. Do we like a fermented salsa better or do we like a cooked salsa better? So let's get started. Are we ready? Yeah. Okay. All right, put that in there. Great job, Dakota. Just remember to keep our fingers back. Yeah. Is your hair in your face? Oh, okay. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are just cutting off the tops of these tomatoes. We're cutting off the tops. We are putting them in a bowl and we're going to blend them. So we have to finish this. The prep work on this salsa is going to take a little while just because we have to cut so much stuff, but we're just going to continue to do that. You're welcome. It is a very cold morning today. These tomatoes, some of them are from my garden, some of them are from a friend's garden. It's just kind of an end of the year batch of salsa because our tomatoes, the red ones this year, they didn't do really very good. So I did make enough, we did have enough to make some tomato sauce and some pizza sauce and things like that, but we had some leftover salsa from last year. So I thought that would be enough to get through this winter, and then we'd have this green salsa. And like I said earlier, I do also have a batch of fermented green salsa, so that'll be fun. It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do the big one.
Oh, is that too big for you?
Yeah.
Okay, we're finished with the tomatoes. Now onto the peppers. With the peppers, I'm going to go ahead and take out the seeds, and then I'm going to cut them and then put them in the basket. And again, we're going to blend them with the tomatoes. These are tricked you, Nadapenos, something like that. So they're not spicy. They do look like jalapenos, but they're not. So we are going to use quite a bit of them in our salsa. I know you don't like spicy. I realize that I haven't really shared much about myself in any of these videos. But my name is Jordan. I've had a love of food for as long as I can remember. My first garden was an herb garden. And I helped my parents tend to their garden for a lot of years when I was a kid. I did go to culinary school after high school, and that was so much fun. I was introduced to so many different types of food and how to prepare food and all that stuff. And I do work in a industrial sized kitchen. So I'm around food all day, every day. The garden is definitely my happy place. I guess the reason I like to put edibles in all of the beds is so that we can always have fresh produce, because I do think that produce does taste the best when it's homegrown or even just freshly picked at its peak freshness.
Your family is my family.
My family is your family, yes. I also love gardening and growing food alongside flowers and just the wildlife aspect of it. I have no idea why, but I just find such a joy in gardening and food and preparing food. So it's just a little bit about myself. As you can see from probably a lot of my videos, I like to bring the kids into the kitchen and let them help teach them safe skills, safe knife skills, things like that. Teach them about gardening, bugs, things that grow in the garden, all the stuff. Huh. Yep. Did you take it out for me? All right, here's another one for you. This is taking forever.
Yeah.
It's the worst part about making salsa is all the prep work. Okay, now that everything is cut up except for the onions, we are going to start the blending process over at the blender.
That looks pretty cool.
Now do that 37 more times. We're just going to keep blending until we're done. You can blend to whatever the consistency is that you like for your salsa. I think I filled it too full. We've added the 24 cups of tomatoes, the 10 cups of peppers, and 3 white onions to the pot back here. We're going to bring that to a boil. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get a cup and a half of lime juice along with some zest of this lime. Onto the lime juice.
Get out of my way.
We are going to try to get a cup and a half of lime juice. Can we leave that? We're going to leave that and then you'll do it on top of there, okay? Okay.
I know how to do it.
You know how to do it? Okay.
Can't.
Would you like some
Too
help?
hard.
Is it too hard? Would you like my help?
Yeah.
Okay. These limes are kind of hard.
Door?
Yeah, they are.
Now the other one.
It was pretty hard. Here,
I can do this one.
I'll start it.
Let's
Do it together?
Yeah.
Okay. That work better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the
Let's do
dream.
it again.
Do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on a minute.
That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun.
It was pretty fun. Are we ready to do it again?
Yeah.
Ready? Watch your fingers. Push, 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 push. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
She is. What are we doing?
Zesting a lime.
We are doing zesting the lime, and we're squeezing it in here.
Cup and a half of lime juice. All right, here's the lime zest. It is about 2 tablespoons, and I'm chopping it up, and I will save that for the end of the cooking process when I also add the cilantro into it, because I don't want either one of them to get overcooked. We're going to add the spice mixture to the bowl and add it to our mix. We are going to be using 1/4 cup of salt. I'm going to use kosher salt. You can use pickling salt, whatever you prefer. 2 tablespoons of cumin, and also you can use about 6 cloves of garlic. I don't have any of that today, so I'm going to go ahead and use about a tablespoon of garlic powder. And this is just the ingredients that I'm starting with. I will taste it and decide flavor profile wise what we want to add to it or what we don't want to add to it. It just kind of depends on what the ingredients taste like on their own before I add too much to it. So that's our starting point. I found them now that I've located my measuring spoons in my spice drawer, not where they belong. 1/4 cup of salt. Yes, you can mix it up.
Yay! Yay!
2 tablespoons of cumin, a tablespoon of garlic. Got it? Great job. Okay, now I'm going to dump it in with our spices. And this doesn't look like much. I know that. It looks like green goo. Hopefully it looks better when it's jarred. While our product is over here cooking on the stove, we need to bring that to a rolling boil. You will notice that it will turn from its vibrant green color to more of a muted green color. I think that's why I'm going to like the fermented salsa a little bit better. I think it'll hold its color. And because in the wintertime, I really like the bright, strong summer colors. And then in the meantime, we're going to prepare our jars, get our seals ready, clean and sanitize our jars, and get everything ready to go in the water bath canner. For each of our pint-sized jars here, when we have it filled with product, we will water bath can them for around 10, probably more like 12 minutes per jar. the ball book says 20 minutes per jar. So if you'd like to do that, this product cannot be really overcooked much since we're already boiling it. So if you go a little longer, it's really not gonna hurt. We are now at a rolling boil, so we will go ahead and add in our lime juice. We'll go ahead and add in our lime zest and our cilantro. This was about 1.5 bunches of cilantro. Add that in. I don't want to leave it on the heat long because these are fresh ingredients. When you have a delicate fresh herb like cilantro, the more you cook it, the less flavor I feel like it has. Okay, that's all mixed in. Do you see how it's not foamy anymore? The color is uniformly changed and it has like a different consistency to it and it's bubbling. That's how you know it's done. Put it in jars and put it in our water bath canner. My water bath canner holds 9 jars, so that is what we will be filling up. When you're filling the jars, make sure to leave some of that headspace and also clean the rims so that you have a nice seal. I'm going to start with the wide mouths because they're easier to eat salsa out of, but I don't think I have enough for this big of a batch. So I will move on to just a regular small jar. Whoops, and I filled that one too full. That's what I get for talking and trying to do this at the same time. This green salsa recipe has made 12 jars. They have all sealed, so we are very happy about that. I will go ahead and take the rings off, label them, and put them in my pantry after they have rested here on the counter for 24 hours. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.